Hey guys, Mike here. So today's cult classic review is 1976's Taxi Driver, starring Robert De Niro as Travis Bickle. In Taxi Driver, a mentally unstable war veteran works as a nighttime taxi driver. However, all the scum and sleaze of the city start to fuel his violent tendencies. And so we have Taxi Driver. So guys, this movie in the series before watching and reviewing it today, I had not seen it before. Though to be honest, I was quite interested to watch this one, because for a while now, everyone was saying that Taxi Driver and King of Comedy are really similar to Joker, or rather Joker is similar to them, seeing as these two came first. And I wanted to find out for myself why everyone was saying this. Now, I haven't watched King of Comedy yet, so it may be more the case of that one is very similar to Joker. So one day I'll probably watch that movie and then have a full conclusion for you. But as of right now, I'm just judging Taxi Driver. So, what did I think of Taxi Driver? Well, I gotta say, I did really like Robert De Niro in this movie. Not his best performance he's ever given, but definitely up there. I was really interested to see where his character was going, how his mental stability was slowly degrading, and for the most part, he remained a really interesting and somewhat engaging character. I could fully understand why he got so mad at the woman he was dating, because basically they're getting on really fine, they go on a date, he takes her to a dirty movie, but she becomes so offended by watching it, she just decides to leave and then just pretty much stop talking to him. Just like that. She wouldn't give him a chance to apologise or explain. She just said, nah, I'm done with you, mate. So obviously, he's going to be pissed off at her, and I fully understand that. Though pretty much the way he went about it, harassing her at work, that was obviously not the right thing to do. And with his mental issues that the movie establishes, I can understand even more why he'd be pissed off. But the one thing I didn't really buy is why he wanted to try and assassinate the politician. Because pretty much the one actual interaction he had with this guy, he was really nice to him. De Niro's character talked to him, and the guy seemed very receptive. He wanted to find out what he thought of the city. And then once he actually expressed his views, he didn't just immediately shut off. And he even shook his hand as he left the taxi. So I just don't understand why he'd want to kill him. You could argue he wanted to kill him just because he was mentally unstable, but nah, I just didn't buy that. You can't really use the argument of that he was against his policies because he didn't really even know what his policies were. Maybe the reason he wanted to kill him was to get back at the woman who left him, but even still, that's clutching at straws. Obviously, Robert De Niro got an Oscar nomination for this film, and I would say it was deserved. He was an interesting character. But honestly, I do not see why Jodie Foster got an Oscar nomination for this film. She's in the movie for like 4 or 5 scenes, and she doesn't really do all that much for the first 2. She's literally on screen for about like 30 seconds. And then when she has a bit more dialogue with De Niro's character, it's nothing really that impressive. Now obviously in the years since, Jodie Foster has proved herself to be an outstanding actress who has more than earned all her Oscar nominations since and all of her Oscar wins. But this performance in particular, no, I just don't see it. As for Taxi Driver as a whole, it started off really interesting. I was looking forward to seeing where De Niro's character would take us, how the city would just slowly decrease his mental state, and then finally he would just snap. But honestly, I just didn't feel any of that. I think the biggest problem I had with Taxi Driver is because I was comparing it to Joker. Because obviously so many people said that Joker is so similar to Taxi Driver, I was kind of holding up to that same standard. And for me, Taxi Driver just never reached that level that Joker did. Joaquin Phoenix's performance was miles better than De Niro's one. Everything that happened to him felt way more personal, and it was a lot more believable that this guy would snap and take vengeance on the world. I just think Joker was better written, better put together, it had an amazing score. And just overall, I think Joker was just a much, much better film. And I think it's so odd that people compare Joker to Taxi Driver, because the odd few things that it does have in relation to Taxi Driver are so small and minuscule that they hardly seem worth comparing. Like I said at the start, maybe it's more the fact that Joker is similar to King of Comedy than it is Taxi Driver. Because I've seen 1 or 2 clips of King of Comedy, and Joker does seem very similar to it. I'll have to watch King of Comedy one day to actually, see if it actually is the case. But as it stands right now, Taxi Driver, I just don't think it's very similar at all to Joker. So guys, would I consider Taxi Driver a personal cult classic, and would I recommend that you guys should see it? I can see why so many people love this film. It's got a great director behind it, it's got an amazing actor in front of it, and it has got a lot of interesting things going for it. Unfortunately for me, I just didn't get a lot of enjoyment out of this one. I thought the pacing was really slow, hardly anything happens. Nothing that really happens to him feels all that personal. But again, like I said, it's probably because I was comparing it to Joker, which is a bit unfair, but when so many people try and bog down a great movie by comparing it to a different film, that's, you kind of have to compare it then. But nevertheless, I can understand why so many people give this one the cult classic status. As for me personally, I would not consider it a personal cult classic, because like I said, I just didn't really enjoy it all that much. But do I think you guys should see it? Honestly, if I'm going on my own personal experience, I would not recommend this film, because while I can see why everyone says that this is such a great film, I just didn't think it was all that at the end of the day, and I would not give it my personal recommendation. The only reason I would recommend this one is to see De Niro's performance, which is really good, and to see why so many people say Joker is similar to Taxi Driver. Okay guys, that's my cult classic review of Taxi Driver. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Whatever you think, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!